We have a number of people joining us right now, and welcome. Just a few minutes away from the Empower Simcoe Foundation and Empower Simcoe Agency annual general meetings and our Gift of the Heart Awards coming up. So thank you, everybody who I know you're logging on right now, or you're entering the Zoom platform right now. Be underway in about a minute's time. I believe I think as of 3:21 this afternoon, we're officially into fall, into autumn 2021. It sure feels like fall today.
Well, Jamie, we had to get rain sometime. Come on now.
It's good for my grass. That's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a dry August. Good, everybody. Good, fantastic. Good. I see. Dylan is just getting set up here. I'll tell you what, everybody. It's 5 o'clock. We want to keep to our timeline, and officially welcome you. We'll get to that in just a moment, but just a few housekeeping items we just want to go over for our Empower Simcoe annual general meeting and Gift of the Heart Awards. For those that are logging on and may not know who I am, my name is Jamie Hall. I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager at Empower Simcoe. So again, thank you for taking this time out of your afternoon and joining us. A few of the housekeeping items, with many of the guests potentially joining us online over the next hour, and for the purposes of any unnecessary background noise and potential feedback at your end, please mute your microphone when you're not speaking, so that we can clearly hear those that will be presenting and you'll be able to see them on the screen. Should you be remotely attending our annual general meeting from a non-Empower Simcoe site, please help us ensure your privacy and confidentiality by considering using your headphones with your computer to ensure that others, perhaps in your shared space, do not overhear. You could turn your computer screen so that it's out of view from others, or participate from a private area of your choosing where possible. We do want to hear from you, of course, over the course of the annual general meeting. And should you have any questions during the meeting, please use the chat function, and you'll see it right at the bottom of your screen. You can click on that and type in your question. We will be monitoring the chat inbox over the course of the meeting and the Gift of the Heart Awards, and questions will be forwarded to the appropriate person for response at the appropriate time. So that is how you can communicate with us during the meeting. Now, let's officially get things underway. Please welcome Empower Simcoe CEO Claudine Cousins.
Thank you, Jamie. Welcome, everyone, to Empower Simcoe's 68th annual organization and foundation general meeting. I'm so pleased to have you with us today. It's, Jamie's right, it's fall. Everybody knows how much I love the fall, and I've been wrapped up in blankets all day. So hopefully you're warm where you are. And this will be just a time for us to reflect on the year, as well as celebrate those that we partner with and deliver services on behalf of. Marilee Fullerton, who's our Minister for Children, Community and Social Services, could not be with us in person today, but has sent greetings. So we would like to share that with you today.
Hello, I'm Dr. Marilee Fullerton, Ontario's Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, and I'm honored to join you for your 68th annual general meeting as we celebrate the incredible individuals who will receive their Gift of Heart Awards. And I'm inspired to be among people who share the same important goal, improving the lives of vulnerable children, teens, and adults. And I'm delighted to be with you as you reflect on your accomplishments over the past year and pay tribute to some very special and deserving people. Like all of you, our government wants to empower Ontarians to lead meaningful, full, and happy lives. We also want to help remove barriers to improve the lives of people with a developmental disability and their families and caregivers. We want everyone to achieve their full potential and to feel a sense of belonging in their communities. And that is why we are working with all of our partners to build a long-term plan for the reform of developmental services. Our plan, Journey to Belonging, is centered around a shared vision and outlines where we will focus our efforts to better support individuals and improve service delivery. And I'm grateful for the work you do every day to support our loved ones as you deliver important services to those who need it most. And I'd like to congratulate and thank this year's Gift of the Heart Award recipients in the volunteer, self-advocate, employee, family, and community partner categories. You are making a real difference, and your efforts are improving the lives of people of all abilities in your community. You should be incredibly proud. And on behalf of Premier Ford and our government, I want to again congratulate you and thank you for giving people a sense of community and belonging. Keep up the great work, and please enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you for all you do.
So at this time, it is my pleasure to welcome the following special guests who have joined us for the AGM today. We have Jill Dunlop, MPP, Simcoe North. We have Aurelia Mayor, Steve Clark. We have Councillor Jay Fallis, Ward 3 of the City of Aurelia. We have Pael Kazanchi, Director, Inclusion Initiatives, Community Living Ontario. And we have John Broussard, MP, Barrie Innisfil, who is also here with us today in person and would like to say a few words at this time. John?
Thank you, Claudine. Thank you, Jamie, and everyone. Good to see everyone again. You can tell it's fall outside because it's chilly, it's rainy. I was just out picking up all of our election signs with a bunch of people. That's why I've got my jacket on. I still got a chill, but anyways, it's really great to be here today at Empower Simcoe's 68th annual general meeting and Gift of the Heart Awards. And I really want to thank and commend all of the Empower Simcoe employees and development services professional staff for their resilience, their diligence, and certainly their teamwork in preventing the spread of COVID-19 and ensuring that the health and safety of the people and families supported by Empower Simcoe are paramount. And during this outbreak, as you know, Empower Simcoe's top priority has always been first and foremost the safety, health, and emotional well-being of its employees and the people and families that it supports. So I want to say thank you for that. And I also want to say congratulations to this year's Gift of the Heart Award recipients for volunteering, self-advocating, employees, family, and community partner categories. We'll learn the names of who won the awards of these selfless recipients in just a few minutes. I haven't been given the heads up, so I'm anxious like everyone else to hear, but I just want to say thank you on behalf of a grateful community for all that you do, and our many communities for all that you do for the recipients and for your contributions to improving the lives of people of all abilities in all of our communities. Thank you. It's a real honor for me to be here today. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, John. It's great to see you as always. Glad that you picked up those signs in good cheer. And
I did.
Look forward to continuing our partnership with you as we, as you say, deliver services that are at the center, focused on people of all abilities. So thank you very much. Jamie, would you please say the land acknowledgement statement at this time?
Thanks, Claudine. It'd be my honor. Empower Simcoe acknowledges that we are situated on the traditional land of the Anishinaabe people. The Anishinaabe include the Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi nations, collectively known as the Three Fires Confederacy. In times of great change, we recognize more than ever the importance to honor Indigenous history and culture, and are committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation, respect, and good health with all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people, and our community as a whole.
Thank you, Jamie. At this time, I'd like to introduce Victoria Potasiak, President of the Foundation Board of Trustees, to conduct the Empower Simcoe Foundation's AGM. Victoria?
Thanks, Claudine. I would like to welcome guests and members to the Foundation Annual General Meeting. The mission of the Foundation is to raise funds to improve the quality of life for people of all abilities and to foster an inclusive society. The report from the President of the Foundation is in the annual report for reading. That's me. Guests were provided with a link in the AGM package to review the electronic version of the annual report. In order to ensure a consistent flow of the meeting, movers and seconders of motions have been predetermined. Those opposing motions will vote using the chat function in your Zoom, and those not voting will be counted as supporting the specific motion. A brief pause will be taken after each motion for any questions or objections to be addressed. Seeing none, the motion will be carried. The minutes of the annual general meeting held on September 23rd, 2020 were sent out to members as part of the AGM package. So motion 1, that the minutes of the September 23rd, 2020 annual general meeting be adopted as circulated. That will be moved by me and seconded by Mitch Wine. If there's anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. If there are no objections, the motion is considered carried. Okay. I will now ask John Jang, Director of Finance and Operations, to present the financial report for the Empower Simcoe Foundation. To you, John.
Thank you, Victoria. Good evening, everyone. As Victoria mentioned, I'm the Director of Finance and Operations at Empower Simcoe, and I oversee the finances of the foundation. To ensure accountability to members, donors, and other stakeholders, the foundation's financial statements are audited by a third-party auditor every year. I am happy to present the 2020-2021 audited financial statements. I will share my screen. Okay, so our auditor is Grant Thornton LLP. They are an international accounting firm with a local office here in Barrie. The audit took place in May and June of 2021. I'll just highlight some aspects of the audited financial statements. So the first of all, the independent auditor's report expresses their audit opinion. So in their opinion, except for the possible effects of the matter described in the basis of qualified opinion section, the accompanying financial statements present fairly in all material aspects the financial position of the foundation as at March 31st, 2021, and its results of operations and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with Canadian accounting standards for not-for-profit organizations. So the basis for qualified opinion is common with many not-for-profit organizations, and the foundation is no exception because it derives much of its revenue from fundraising activities, so the completeness of which is not susceptible to satisfactory audit verification. Because sometimes donors do not ask for receipts and there's no exchange of goods and services, it's very difficult to audit. However, management has put in the sufficient controls that we can reasonably be confident that the revenue is complete in a year. So I will jump down to the statement of financial position. So for the foundation at March 31st, 2021, it held a cash balance of $516,000 and in capital assets at net book value of $939,000 for total assets of approximately $1.4 million. There's a minimum liability of $13,000 and a long-term liability of $213,000. Assets less liabilities makes up the fund balance, which total $1.2 million. So it's a very strong statement of financial positions with lots of assets and minimal liabilities. So I'll move down to the statement of operations, which shows the revenue and expenses for the year. The fundraising revenue is $46,000 compared to, which is a significant drop from the previous year. And that's the main reason is because of the COVID-19 pandemic, where fundraising, one of the signature events was canceled, the golf tournament, and other fundraising activity has to be either pivoted or postponed as well due to the pandemic. Luckily, donations from generous individuals, corporations, service club did pick up some of that to offset the decreasing fundraising revenue. So total revenue for the year was $318,000. In terms of expenses, the biggest expense for the year is a donation to support Empower Simcoe of $85,000. So after revenue takeaway expenses, there's a net excess of revenue over deficiencies of $78,000. And finally, just briefly, the statement of cash flow shows how the foundation spent its cash during the year. And you'll notice the biggest, the most significant figure is the purchase of capital assets, which entails the purchase of the vacant lot at Oromadonte, which will be constructed, which is now known as Lakeshore Ridge. So that's the significant portion of the cash that was invested in the vacant land. And that's it for my presentation. Is there any questions? Hearing no questions, I will pass it back to Victoria.
Thank you, John, for the financial report. I'm going to move on to motion 2. Be it resolved that the financial statements presented by the trustees of Empower Simcoe Foundation to the members for the year ending March 31st, 2021 be hereby received. This is moved by myself and seconded by Valerie Scott. If there's anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. There are no objections and the motion is considered carried. Motion number 3, be it resolved that Grant Thornton LLP be appointed as auditors of Empower Simcoe Foundation for fiscal 21-22, and that the trustee of Empower Simcoe Foundation be authorized to fix the remuneration paid to Grant Thornton LLP for so acting. Once again, moved by myself and seconded by Roch Levin. If there's anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. There are no objections, so the motion is considered carried. A couple more. Motion 4, that the actions of the Foundation Board of Trustees for the year 2020 to 2021 be approved. Moved by myself, seconded by Randy Craig. If there's anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. There are no objections, so the motion is considered carried. I come forward as president and advise that officer nominations took place at yesterday's foundation meeting. Ron Batasiak is retiring from the foundation board. Sherry Scott has resigned from the foundation. Roch Levin has been approved as a new trustee, and Carl Cadera has agreed to extend his membership for 1 additional term. The remaining trustees have time left in their term and will remain. Motion number 5, that the current foundation members be accepted. Moved by myself, seconded by Carl. If there's anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. Since there are no objections, the motion is considered carried. And now Claudine would like to say a few words about Ron Batasiak and his contributions to Empower Simcoe and the foundation. To you, Claudine.
Thank you, Victoria. As Victoria mentioned earlier, Ron is retiring from the foundation. And what many of you may not realize is that Ron has dedicated almost 30 years to volunteering and fundraising for this agency and the foundation, and is responsible for raising more than $1 million that supported the people who needs change, yet funding doesn't change. So we really appreciate that. It is my absolute honor and privilege to take this moment to thank Ron on behalf of Empower Simcoe and the Foundation. We will be presenting him with this framed memento in person when we are able to do so. And even though Ron is formally retiring from the Foundation Board of Trustees, we know that he will still remain a staunch supporter of the agency and the Foundation's signature events. If I had my way, I'd put a chain and padlock onto his ankle and keep him here with me, but we know where he is. So Ron, would you like to say a few words?
I don't think Ron, I don't see his name logged on here, Claudine. So I don't
Okay,
think Ron.
He's having some communication issues. I apologize.
We'll give him a chance when we hear him, then we will make sure he gets a chance to speak. He deserves that chance, absolutely. Back to you, Victoria.
Thanks, Claudine. This concludes the business portion of the Foundation's AGM. Motion number 6, that the business session of the Empower Simcoe Foundation be adjourned. Moved by Mike Taylor.
Thank you, Victoria. At this time, I am pleased to introduce Deborah Wall Armstrong, President of the Empower Simcoe Board of Directors, to conduct the 68th Annual General Meeting. Over to you, Deborah. I know she's here.
No audio.
Oh, Deborah, I think you're on mute.
Oh, that's much better. Yes, thanks very much, Claudine. I'd like to announce that we have quorum and I want to welcome everyone. This is our second virtual AGM, and hopefully, we all hope it will be the last one we have to hold this way. Empower Simcoe's mission is to empower people to lead a meaningful and inclusive life. We believe that everyone deserves the opportunity to live a self-fulfilling life. I now call the business session of the 68th Annual Meeting to order. Reports of the President and the Chief Executive Officer are in the annual report for reading. Guests can review the electronic version of the annual report, which can be accessed through the link provided in the AGM package. And please contact us if you need any clarification or have questions. And in order to ensure the consistent flow of the meeting, similar to the Foundation meeting, movers and seconders of motions have been predetermined. Those opposing motions will vote using the chat function. All of those not voting will be counted as supporting the specific motion. A brief pause will take place after each motion for any question or objection to be addressed. And seeing none, the motion will be considered carried. The minutes of the 67th Annual General Meeting held on September 23rd, 2020, were sent out to registered attendees and the members in the AGM package. So our first motion then is that the minutes of the 67th Annual Meeting held on the 23rd of September 2020 be adopted as circulated. And that has been moved by Carla Kostyuk and seconded by Alison Babette. If there is anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. Seeing none, the motion is considered carried. I'll now introduce our treasurer, Tim Berry, to present the financial report.
Thank you, Deborah. My responsibility today is to ensure the members receive the audited financial statements and appoint the auditors. Prior to the motion to receive the financial statements, it is worthwhile to note some of the findings from the audit findings report as prepared by the external auditor, Grant Thornton. In their report, they noted no detection of fraud, no matters involving non-compliance with laws and regulations, an internal control matter related to segregation of duties. However, review of the financial statements by both the Finance, Audit, and Risk Committee and the board effectively mitigated this control item. Full cooperation of management was received during the course of the audit, and there were no adjustments to the financial statements made during the course of the audit. This is a very favorable report, and management, specifically John Jang and his team, should be commended for their efforts in this regard. The audited financial statements for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2021 have been made available to the members. Here are a few highlights. The independent auditor's report is on pages 1 and 2 of the statements. The statements continue to be subject to a qualified opinion. The qualification reflects the fact that there is no liability recorded on the statement of financial position for employee future benefits. Management is of the view, supported by the board, that the costs associated with the determination of this liability does not justify the benefit of having this liability recorded on the books. Except for the qualification, the financial statements present fairly in all material aspects the financial position of the agency at March 31st, 2021. The financial statements again this year reflect Empower Simcoe's use of the Canadian Accounting Standards for not-for-profit organizations. The agency finished with an excess of revenue over expenses, or a surplus of $1.814 million. For ministry reporting purposes, the surplus was $222,000. As noted, Empower Simcoe follows the Canadian Accounting Standards for not-for-profit organizations, and certain accounting standards, such as the amortization of capital additions, are not applied for ministry reporting purposes. This gives rise to certain differences between the financial statements you have before you and what is required for ministry reporting. 2021 revenues of $46.73 million represent a modest increase of 1.5% over 2020 revenues. Empower Simcoe has a strong statement of financial position. Total current assets, which comprise mainly of cash and investments, were $12.06 million at March 31st, 2021. Current liabilities were $5.71 million at March 31st, 2021. The organization, therefore, is in a very favorable position to cover its short-term obligations. And finally, long-term debt was $838,000, a reduction of $832,000 from the previous year. A strong cash position allowed the organization to pay down a significant portion of its debt obligation in 2021. Are there any questions on the financial statements? Before asking for a motion to receive the statements, I will share with you the process that leads to the approval of the financial statements by the board. The Finance, Audit, and Risk Committee is a board committee charged with ensuring the financial affairs and internal controls of Empower Simcoe are in order. I chair the committee as treasurer. The committee met on July 22nd of this year to review the draft audited statements and receive the report of the auditors. The committee was satisfied with the results and passed a motion to recommend the audited statements for approval by the board. The board met on July 27th of this year, at which time the draft audited statements were reviewed and approved. They are signed on behalf of the board by Deborah Wall-Armstrong, board chair, and myself as treasurer. Are there any questions on this process? I would then like to move the following motion. Be it resolved that the financial statements presented by the directors of Empower Simcoe to the members for the year ended March 31st, 2021 be hereby received. Craig Lilly has seconded the motion. If there is anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. Hearing no objections, the motion is carried. Thank you. I would then like to move the following motion. Be it resolved that Grant Thornton LLP be appointed as auditors of the corporation for fiscal 2021-22, and that the directors of the corporation be hereby authorized to affix the remuneration paid to Grant Thornton LLP for so acting. Doug Mean has seconded this motion. Thank you, Doug. If there is anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. Hearing no objections, the motion is considered carried. Thank you. Thank you so much for approving these motions. Finally, a thank you to John Jang and his team for making the annual audit process occur so smoothly, particularly in a COVID-19 environment where the audit was conducted virtually. Thank you also to the Finance, Audit, and Risk Management Committee, comprised of Deborah Wall-Armstrong, Craig Lilly, and Randy Craig, for their oversight in these activities, and to Julie McAlpine for providing staff support to the committee. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Tim. Our next motion is a motion that is the actions of the Board of Empower Simcoe for the year 2020 to 2021 be approved. This motion is moved by Jim McNamara and seconded by Miriam Billamil-Pallister. If there is anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. Seeing no objection, the motion is considered carried. Thank you. I come forward as president and state that Jacob McNamara is renewing for another 4-year term. Craig Lilly and Roma Chuck are renewing for a 3-year term. Doug Meehan will be stepping down, and I and the whole board want to thank Doug for his service to us and in the co-chairing of the governance committee as well. His voice has been a very vocal one and a very well appreciated voice at our meetings. Board members will be electing their officers at the October Board of Directors meeting. Our next motion is that the current board members be accepted. This has been moved by Brian Young and seconded by Jacob McNamara. If there is anyone that objects to this motion, please indicate now. Seeing no objections, the motion is carried. Thank you. This concludes the business of our 68th annual general meeting. And so our 6th and final motion is that the business section of the 68th annual meeting of Empower Simcoe be adjourned. And this meeting, or this motion, has been moved by Roma Chuck. The meeting is therefore adjourned, and I hand this meeting back over, the mic back over to Claudine.
Thank you, Deborah. At this time, we would like to share our in memoriam presentation that takes a moment to reflect on those that we have lost this past year.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again, when I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon, yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you without feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always gonna hurt. Carry on, give me all the strength I need to carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again, when I see you again. How do I breathe without you? I'm feeling so cold. I'll be waiting right here for you till the day you're home. Carry on, give me all the strength I need to carry on.
We send our blessings to all the families and loved ones and know that we keep all these individuals in our heart. We also received virtual greetings from our MPP, Andrea Kanjan, that we would like to share with you at this moment.
Hello, Empower Simcoe. It's Andrea Kanjan, the Member of Provincial Parliament for Barrie Innisfil. I want to thank you all for everything you do in your community and wish you great success as you commence your annual general meeting and celebrate 68 years of existence. I don't know what our community would do without you. I really treasure the value you bring to our community, and I know the countless amount of families that you have helped. Your organization has personally helped my office as well with, of course, families who called about their loved ones during the pandemic. So I want to thank all those individuals who work for Empower Simcoe and take care of our vulnerable in our community. And of course, I want to thank Claudine Cousins for her leadership. She's constantly inspiring me to do more for the community and strive to be a better representative every day. And running a great organization that all of you are part of. And you've proven success in so many different ways. Not only the stories that I hear from the people and the families that you've positively affected in our community, but also the great awards that you've received. So congratulations to all the recipients of the awards this year and previous years. Keep excelling, and really looking forward to my continued work to support you so that you can also continue to thrive as a community partner, and wish you great success.
We want to thank MPP Andrea Kanjan for those kind words. And now I'd like to ask MPP Jill Dunlop, who's been a longtime friend of Empower Simcoe as well, who is here with us today to say a few words.
Well, thank you so much, Claudine, and it's such a pleasure to join you all again for another virtual Empower Simcoe annual AGM and the Gift of the Heart Awards, and extend a warm welcome to all of you. I hope that next year we are in person again, as we were a few years ago, and enjoy each other's companies and the award winners. As your member of Provincial Parliament for Simcoe North and a proud member of the community, I commend Empower Simcoe staff for the countless hours of support, inspiration, and life-saving services you provide to our communities. You offer hope, refuge, and support to thousands of people in Simcoe County, and your efforts have not gone unnoticed or unappreciated during this past year. The staff of Empower Simcoe selflessly continue to push forward to support and inspire the diverse members of our communities to enable them to live their lives to the fullest potential. The dedication and caring demonstrated by your organization is so admirable, with staff having built careers focusing around the well-being of others. The understanding and appreciation for the power of community and service are evident in the level of support provided through Empower Simcoe. And as MPP Kanjan said, the work that you do with our constituent staff and offices is incredible, and you are always there as a lifeline to help us. Tonight's Gift of the Hearts Awards is an extension of the assurance of Empower Simcoe's core values and ongoing commitment to respond to community needs through inclusive supports and services that enhance the quality of all lives. So congratulations to all the deserving nominees and recipients of this evening's awards. And thank you so much for having me this evening.
Thank you very much, MPP Dunlop, and also MPP Kanjan. You, as I said, great friends of Empower Simcoe, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in delivering the services that we do for those who are vulnerable in our community, as well as all people within Simcoe, Muskoka. Jamie?
Thank you very much, Claudine. And this is very exciting for us to move into the Gift of the Hearts award portion of our annual general meeting. The Empower Simcoe Gift of the Heart Awards are presented to individuals and organizations who give selflessly of their time and energy to improve the quality of life. You can see Claudine holding one of them right now. Improving the quality of life for people of all abilities in our community, as well as Empower Simcoe and its many diverse programs and supports and services. The recipients of the 2020-2021 Empower Simcoe Gift of the Heart Award have made invaluable contributions that have impacted and continue to impact the lives of the people we support. And for that, we are truly honored to recognize these individuals and organizations with our Empower Simcoe Gift of the Heart Award. Our first Gift of the Heart Award is in the Self-Advocates category, celebrating an individual who has shown outstanding leadership and knowledge advocating for the rights of people of all abilities, and who has shown exemplary dedication to inclusion by giving back to their community.
So this year's Self-Advocate Gift of the Heart recipient is Dylan Pilger. As a member of Empower Simcoe's new Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Advisory Council, Dylan has been instrumental in ensuring Empower Simcoe works to become a more diverse and inclusive agency. Dylan is also a new member of Empower Simcoe's Believe in Yourself committee, helping to advocate and empower the voice of people supported by Empower Simcoe, as well as responding to local and provincial challenges faced by people with intellectual disabilities. This past year, Dylan was profiled in our Empower Simcoe Foundation Giving event, where he shared his passion for his Indigenous heritage and helped our foundation raise over $20,000. For this commitment and dedication to advocating for the rights of all people, please join me in congratulating Dylan Pilger with this Gift of the Heart Award. Dylan, would you like to say a few words?
I'd like to say thank you, and I appreciate that gift. Thank you. Hello?
You are most welcome, Dylan. You are very, very welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dylan. And you got the t-shirt on too. Every child matters. Congratulations. Our Self-Advocate Gift of the Heart Award recipient, Dylan Pilger. Our second Gift of the Heart Award honors an individual or group for their exemplary dedication to fostering collaboration, advocacy, and inclusion on behalf of families supported by Empower Simcoe.
This year, we're honored to present the Gift of the Heart in the family category to Susan Ross. Susan is the mother of Rory, who lives at one of our Empower Simcoe supported living homes. Susan has always provided a warm and caring presence for everyone at this home. Some of the many ways Susan has enhanced the lives of the people we support at this home include always having time to talk and including everyone in the nightly phone calls made by Rory, donations of artwork and household necessities, bringing in baked goods prior to the pandemic, of course, and I'm sure she'll do it again after the pandemic, and making everyone in the home a gourmet breakfast every Christmas morning. Thank you, Susan Ross, for enriching the lives of the people we support and for making the gentlemen at this Empower Simcoe supported living feel like part of your family. Susan, unfortunately, is currently traveling today from Nova Scotia and couldn't be with us, but we look forward to presenting her award to her in person in the coming weeks.
Our next Gift of the Heart category recognizes an Empower Simcoe employee who has gone above and beyond in their work in impacting the lives of the people and families we support. And Claudine, this year, we're honored to recognize 2 Empower Simcoe employees.
That's fantastic. Wish we could, do this for all of them, Jamie. Empower Simcoe housing specialist Adam Manella has worked tirelessly and selflessly to come up with innovative new approaches to tackle the current housing crisis in Simcoe County. I don't have to tell any of you that this crisis is chronic. This advocacy with area landlords on behalf of the people he supports has broken down barriers, enabling Empower Simcoe's Regional Housing Support Services program to shelter and provide a roof over the heads of those in need in our community, regardless of the circumstances they may be facing in life. Congratulations, Adam, for your commitment to providing support for all people to have the right to affordable, available housing and a place to call home. Would you like to say a few words?
Wow, thank you so much, Claudine. What a tremendous honor. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude to be the recipient of this award this year. It truly is an honor to have my work recognized by my colleagues and leadership team here at Empower Simcoe. It means so much to me that the work that I am so passionate about resonates with others. This accomplishment is not something I achieved alone. I'd like to share this award on behalf of my colleagues in the housing department. Over the past 2 years, I think about the difficulties that the pandemic has created in providing supports, and I marvel at the innovation and tireless efforts of the housing department day in and day out. I think about the ongoing housing crisis we are facing in our community, and yet my colleagues show up every day, give it their all, and never seem to falter. I can't tell you how much their continued passion for their work and the impact they have on the lives of the people and families we support, and how that truly inspires me each and every day. I'd like to thank you all for that inspiration, as it is that inspiration that has allowed me to share these words with you. I'd also like to thank the leadership team for their continued guidance and mentorship that has allowed me to grow as both an individual and as a professional. And lastly, I'd like to thank Empower Simcoe. This organization is a platform where we can all come together to create positive change and enrich the lives of people in our community. It is a foundation built on quality, dignity, and respect. It is an organization that I'm very proud to work with, because the work that Empower Simcoe does is not only inspirational, but vital. Everyone gets the opportunity to be, to belong, and to thrive. It is this mission and these core values that resonates with me and inspires me. Thank you again so much for this gracious honor, and I very much look forward to the future and what we can all do together.
Thank
Cheers.
you, Adam. That was fantastic, I must say. Very well done. Thank you. We look forward to giving you this in person. I look forward to it. Awesome. Our second Gift of the Heart Award in the employee category goes to Natasha Brown. As an Empower Simcoe supported independent live-in worker for 18 years, Natasha has gone above and beyond to assist people to live a meaningful and inclusive life independently in the community. It's significant to note that Natasha's nomination for this year's award came from someone she supports, who pointed out how much Natasha contributes to their mental and physical well-being and is always there for them, no matter the circumstances. Natasha is also always willing to volunteer for Empower Simcoe initiatives, participating in our agency's reaccreditation, and is a key contributor on the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Advisory Council. For her empathy, compassion, and kind-hearted approach to her essential work, please join me in congratulating Natasha Brown with this Gift of the Heart Award. Natasha, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. Thank you, Claudine. There's so many great staff at Empower Simcoe, so this is truly an honor to be a recipient of this award. You know, I just feel like doing something that you love really isn't work for me. So to get an award is just a bonus. And I have a great team of people that I work with, and the leadership of our supervisor and everyone else just makes it truly that much wonderful. So I am definitely honored and appreciative of this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Natasha. Jamie?
Claudine, our next Gift of the Heart Award category recognizes an outstanding individual who volunteers their time and talent through exceptional commitment and service to Empower Simcoe.
This year, we're delighted to honor Empower Simcoe Foundation board member Carl Cadera. For close to 20 years, Carl has served with dedication and commitment to help our foundation raise funds that have greatly enriched the lives of the people and families we support. From his steadfast support every year of the Empower Simcoe Fashion Show, to cultivating partnerships and support for Empower Simcoe with countless community groups, most notably the Barrie Kiwanis Club. Carl has distinguished himself as a judicious steward of our foundation. Someone wise once said, "The heart of a volunteer is never measured in size, but by the depth of the commitment to make a difference in the lives of others." That is Carl. Thank you, Carl Kadera, so very much for making a difference in the lives of so many supported by Empower Simcoe. We're honored to present to you the Empower Simcoe Volunteer Gift of the Heart Award. I'd like to say a few words.
Certainly. I have been so enriched over the years. My life has been so enriched by the many families I had the opportunity to work with, and by the wonderful staff. When I look through the screens, I see the faces and the names of people I've gotten to know over many years. Their dedication and their inspiration, I think, is something that we all need to look towards. And I have to laugh, and I am so happy to be in the same year as Natasha Brown, who I had the privilege of working with on many occasions over the past few years. So all of you, thank you very much. I accept this reward with humility.
Thank you, Carl. You deserve the award, humble or not. Jamie?
Claudine, our next Gift of the Heart category is presented to an individual, a business, a community group, organization that has made a significant contribution to Empower Simcoe's mission of empowering people to live a meaningful and inclusive life. And this year we have 2 Community Partner Gift of the Heart Award recipients.
That's right, Jamie, we do. And we could have had more, I'm sure. First, we have Marion Cooper. Marion was called out of retirement to come back and work with the North Simcoe Muskoka Local Health Integration Network in the role of relationship manager, assisting the Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit with the high volume they were experiencing as a result of the pandemic. Luckily for us, Empower Simcoe fell under Marion's watchful and caring guidance. Marion has gone above and beyond, regularly reaching out to see how we were doing and responding to any inquiry we had, what we needed, the status of our PPE supply, sending articles, resources, and training, and most important of all, how staff and people supported were doing. Thank you, Marion. We are forever grateful for your thorough, compassionate, and conscientious care for the health and safety of the people and families we support and our employees during the most critical months of this pandemic. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Claudine. And yes, I certainly would. I want to share that I am so deeply honored to have received such a prestigious award. I can't begin to describe the emotions I felt when Jamie and I finally connected over the phone. We all know that COVID-19 has brought so many challenges to all organizations around our community and around the world. PPE has become a household word, and how could we possibly have thought that more than 18 months ago? Many organizations are now, like yourselves, developing ways to work better together, using that very common phrase we've heard over the last while. But it's very, very true that we need to work together to ensure that we are providing the best care and servicing the clients that we do within our community. I believe that building new, respectful, positive partnerships between organizations to ensure an inclusive health system for the benefit of everyone we serve is a necessity for us to thrive in our future communities. My part, being a member of the North Simcoe Muskoka LHIN, as Claudine said, called at that time anyway, they are now called the North Simcoe Muskoka Home and Community Care Support Services, was to provide, as Claudine mentioned, those links and communications and supports that were vital to ensure that your organization was comfortable in everything you needed to do with related to the COVID-19 pandemic. But it could not have been done without the willing participation of your teams, Maxine and Angela and many others that reached out and connected with me when needed, and I them when needed. Keeping your clients safe and healthy throughout this pandemic has certainly demonstrated everyone at your organization's commitment to those clients that you serve. I would like to take this opportunity too to congratulate Empower Simcoe on obtaining your 4-year accreditation from the Council on Quality Leadership back in May. What an important and tremendous achievement to have done in this middle of a pandemic. It's quite an achievement, and you must all be so very proud of what you have accomplished. It is very clear to me, as Adam said, that everyone at Empower Simcoe lives and breathes your mission statement: be, belong, and thrive. And I feel privileged to have worked with such an esteemed organization. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Great words. We take that. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. We look forward to continuing the relationship. Our second community partner gift of the heart recipient is Milestones. I must tell you, Milestones is like one of my top places. I go there more often than I go to anywhere else when I'm eating in the community. For over a decade, Milestones has worked in collaboration with the Empower Simcoe Employment Support Services Program, demonstrating excellence in minimizing barriers to employment for people of all abilities. As a leader in inclusive employment in our community, Milestones has provided multiple employment and growth opportunities for people supported by Empower Simcoe who are interested in the hospitality sector. Diversity is more than making sure everyone feels welcome. It's about being part of the team. Milestones is a wonderful example of what an inclusive culture and diverse employment team looks like. And for that, we are truly honored to present Milestones Barrie with this Community Partner Gift of the Heart Award. Accepting this award on behalf of Milestones is General Manager Sandra Wadsworth. Sorry for messing up your name, Sandra. I ask you to say a few words if you choose.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to accept this on behalf of my team here at Milestones. It's been such a great journey with the Empower Simcoe, and we look forward to continuing our journey into the future. This has been, I know it's been a rough year and a half, but it's meant so much to us to be involved and continue on with that for sure, this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to continuing our partnership with you as well. So at this time, believe it or not, we are really about keeping to the time we promised and about getting you on and off during that time. So this concludes our Gift of the Heart Awards presentation. As we couldn't have this year's recipients together to receive their awards, we will be arranging for each winner to receive their award at a later date. And we look forward to sharing those presentations and photos with you soon. So let me see if Ron is here. Nope, I don't see him. So on behalf of both the Empower Simcoe Board of Directors and the Foundation Board of Trustees, I want to thank each and every one of you for giving up your time, for coming to help celebrate those that we partner with, who works for us, who volunteer with us, and who put Empower Simcoe on their list of must-do things, and appreciate the time spent here. So thank you for attending our 68th annual AGM, and I wish you all a great evening.